Hello, Bible readers. It is Wednesday, December 16th. We are reading Psalms 96, 100, 101, 105, and 132, and then from Acts chapter 22, verse 30 to 23, verse 35. First, the Psalms. Psalm 96 is an enthronement psalm, as it talks about God ruling all the earth. And because God rules all the earth, the congregation should be understood to include all people, the heavens, the earth, the sea, the field, the trees, all peoples of all the earth, not just some. And so it's a really broad understanding of who God is and also who God's people are called to be. Psalm 100, this is a song of praise. This is the source of the Old Hundredth, a tune that just about every churchy person knows. We use it for the doxology. I use it for a table prayer oftentimes. Be present at our table, Lord. This is the tune of the Old Hundredth. So that's the 100th Psalm. 101 is a royal psalm. Maybe this was a king's oath of office. That's one idea of how it maybe was used. Psalm 105 is a historical psalm. This again is a selective and creative retelling of the story of Israel, probably used to teach. And then Psalm 132, there's 15 songs of ascent. I can't remember if I've already talked about this, but Psalms 120 through Psalm 134 are a series of psalms called the Psalms of Ascent that pilgrims would use on their way to Jerusalem, on their way to ascending the hills that surround Jerusalem. And so Psalm 132 would be one of the songs that a pilgrim would sing, and it explains theologically why they're making a pilgrimage. You know, what are they up to? Who is God in the midst of a pilgrimage? Okay, the book of Acts are reading there. We're entering into the final section of the Luke Acts story. These last 6 chapters will recount 4 years of Paul's life. He'll be a prisoner the whole time. It's an imitation of Christ in many ways for Paul, and Luke tells this part of the story to show that the prophetic spirit of Jesus is continuing through Paul. But there's some pretty important differences, right? Paul is a bit more bold than Jesus is in defending himself and invoking his Roman citizenship in all kinds of different ways. As we see the Pharisees' response to Paul, Luke is really putting Paul forward as an authentic Pharisee, as Paul claims his status as a Pharisee. That's who Paul sees himself as. Paul still understands himself to be Jewish and would be a Pharisee, but an authentic Pharisee. The Pharisees are shown to not have the theological resistance to resurrection like the Sadducees have. So the Sadducees resist the story of Jesus, the claim of Jesus, kind of honestly, you could say, because they can't go to spirit and resurrection and all this kind of stuff. But the Pharisees can. There's nothing within the Pharisees' understanding of God to keep them from now taking this last step to believing in Jesus, except that they don't want to lose power. So as much as the Sadducees on ideological grounds are able to say, no, we can't go there, the Pharisees can't really do that. Makes it worse, really, especially in Luke's eyes as he tells the story. And then we get a transition to get Paul out of Jerusalem and to Rome. Paul can't get a fair hearing by his own people, and so the Roman Empire is shown to behave better than the Jewish leadership, which is kind of crazy. But we'll see Rome's inconsistency soon enough. Luke just wants to explain that Paul's vision is to be fulfilled, and that vision is that Paul will bear witness in Rome. I am one with my God is with us, all of us, at all times and in all places.